Too Many Toyotas.
Hello everybody, this is Triple T or Too Many Toyotas. This here is my 87 Celica race car. It's been on the channel a ton. You can see that the 3SGE though is sitting over there in the corner, and that's because I have this 2AR-FXE here that's going to be going in here in the next few months. So this here is out of a Scion TC 2014, but I've test fitted it in here with the with an S51 transmission out of my old 88 Camry station wagon. I'm sure you may have seen that on the channel as well. But yeah, if you drill and tap some holes in the block and then also one hole in the transmission, this will actually bolt right up to an 88 Camry transmission. So I've had it in here before, and I noticed there's a couple problems I'm gonna have to sort out, but everything should be doable. But in the meantime, I'm sending this engine out to be rebuilt, but I still needed one that I could use for the test fitting and fabrication section of the whole thing. So I went down to my local pick and pull to see what they had. And luckily enough, they had a hybrid version. So this is out of a 2013 Camry hybrid. The good thing about that is it has the electric water pump. I was going to try and see if I could adapt that to use with the gas engine. Not sure if that's possible or not, but I wanted to at least give it a shot. And then, so the pistons in this are actually 13-to-1 compression. The trickery that Toyota uses with the valve timing and all that stuff for the hybrid system, they can actually get away with that still on 87 pump gas. And the camshafts are actually pretty usable too. They can get reground and used again, and basically they have higher lift and duration than those, or at least that's what I've heard. I have to confirm all that yet. But given how high a mileage this thing has, they said it has 385, I'd like to see what it looks like inside. So today I'm going to be I Do Cars instead of Too Many Toyotas, and we're going to tear this thing down, see how the condition is after all these miles, and see how many usable parts I'm actually going to get out of this thing. So yeah, we'll get started here. Alright, so first thing we did was pull the spark plugs, and you can see we got a little bit of weirdness going on here. I've never seen porcelain crack like that. That and these two middle ones were insanely hard to pull out. The threads were really tight on them, but you can see that one's also broken up. I'm not sure what would cause that. And this one, pretty sure the other two were fine. But yeah, there's no signs of mechanical regapping at least, but yeah, those middle two threads were crazy tight. So next thing I'll do is get the valve cover off. Alright, well I got the valve cover off, and I'm pretty surprised at how clean this is for the amount of miles it has. You can see the camshafts don't have any excessive wear that I can see. We'll get the cam tower itself apart later. I'm going to have to take these cams because these are the good cams I was talking about. So, and yeah, the valve cover top of this, there's absolutely no sludge on this either. This is looking incredibly clean for the mileage, so I guess we'll get the timing cover off next and look at the timing chain and system. Alright, so I got all the bolts off this, but I also just wanted to say, this almost looks like it's never been off before. You can see it still has some of the factory brown FIPG here, and the silver on the side. It doesn't look like there's ever been anyone in here to put any extra FIPG or anything like that on here. So this might even be the original timing chain at 385,000, or at least that's what it looks like to me. So I guess I'll pull this off and then we'll get a better look. Alright, so we got the timing cover off. You can see not a whole lot of sludge or anything. The chain looks like it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, you can see here, yeah, there hasn't been any other FIPG put in here. This cover's never even been off before. So this is a 385,000 mile chain and tensioners and all that stuff. I'll get it apart, and if there's any problems with it, I'll let you know. But yeah, the cover too, you can see that's looking really good as well. So, all right, yeah, I'll get the chain off the rest of the way and we'll look at all the guides and stuff. All right, so as you can see, there aren't any super deep grooves. There's just a little, you can see a microscopic amount of wear in there, but I mean, plastic is still holding up okay. No issues there. This other one, same thing. Not really any noticeable big grooves in that or anything. The top guide, these are known to fail. This one looks pretty good. No issues with the tensioner. Ratcheting mechanism still works. I wish they still use these ratcheting ones because the modern Toyotas are just a spring-loaded one without any ratcheting. But yeah, the chain looks okay still, and we'll get the cam tower off next, and I'll try and get the cams out of there so we can look at the journals. So the cam tower's off. I got all these little rollers right here. I think the only one with significant wear is that one right there. There's just a little bit of wear on that one. But all these spin freely. Mopar could take a page from Toyota on this one for designing some rollers, because they sure did a good job with these. But I'll get the cam tower taken apart, and we'll get the we'll look at the camshaft journals. All right, so we got the camshafts out, and look at this. Not a whole lot of wear. And the inside journals are looking great too. Cleaned them out a little bit with just a microfiber towel. I got the other camshaft here too. But yeah, that's good. We got a good set of camshafts out of it. I just hope that porcelain from the spark plugs didn't make it into the pistons and ruin those. I'm not sure how long ago that happened. I don't know if it, like, you know, I guess we'll have to find out. But yeah, that's definitely a good set of camshafts, so that's nice. We'll pull the head off next and look at the pistons. Alright, so here's the cylinder head, the bottom of it. You can see all that debris from the cylinders. You can see it in the corner of this valve right here. There's actually a piece of metal sticking out, like right there. It's like trapped in the side of the valve. I'm still not sure where all that debris came from, because I was looking inside the intake plenum over there a minute ago, and I didn't see any valves or any debris in there. But it's definitely on the exhaust side. Not sure where all that debris came from. But yeah, there's a little bit more of it there. But I mean, overall, it doesn't look like there's any bent valves or anything like that. Just a little bit of carbon buildup. I'm sure this would clean up okay. And then here's the head gasket. You can see, so the black coating on here is a really important thing with Toyota ownership. So you can see here that some of the coating's been worn away. And it's starting to go. So this can happen when you don't take care of your coolant. So like the coolant will eventually get corrosive as it ages, and it'll wear away this black plastic coating. So I've seen a bunch. I'm a Toyota mechanic. I'm not sure if you've heard that if you're new to the channel. But I work at a dealership, and a lot of the times the 2AR-FXEs will have like coolant leaks out the back of the cylinder, like right here. And what you'll find when you pull that head gasket off is all this black material will be worn away in a channel from one of these passages up over to the side. So the coolant gets corrosive and it eats this coating away, and you can kind of see that just starting here, but it's not too bad yet. So that's why you need to change your coolant every 50,000 to 80,000 miles, I'd say. Any longer than that, you're risking this coating starting to wearing away, and that's when you get the problems with, like the 2ZR Priuses, they have that problem too. And just basically any engine with this kind of multi-layer head gasket, you need to keep up on your coolant maintenance so you don't have that happen. But this head should be reusable and surfaceable and all that stuff. I don't see any issues with it major. So, alright, we'll keep going. So, this is the first thing that's been not so good. I'm not sure what all this stuff is, but that's quite a mess. Looks like a lot of carbon, and there are some metal shavings in there. I'm not sure where those came from. But the cylinder walls don't look all that bad. Could be worse for sure. Some patterning there. On this side, there's a little bit of vertical scratching going on, but nothing like super bad. I don't know if this is just a ton of carbon or if there's some stuff sitting in here. There's some deep crap there. But yeah, I guess we'll do the science like the I Do Cars guy always does. I'm sure this will be fine. Yep, it's good. Alright, well, I'll probably flip the thing over now and take the oil pan off, and we'll see how the bottom looks. Alright, so we got the oil pan off. I don't see a bunch of forbidden glitter or a bunch of chunks in here or anything, maybe a little bit. But yeah, other than the oil being a little bit dark, you want to get that flashlight. See if you can get, I just take a look down inside this pickup, but it looks fine. Just shine the light in there. Yeah, pickup looks pretty clean. So I'll get the rest of this, I'll get the balance shaft cassette taken off, and then we'll have to try and get the lower pan off. Gotta adjust our engine crane a little bit, so yeah, we'll be back in a sec. Alright, so I got the balance shaft out. I'm not going to show that because I'm not going to take it apart. I'm going to leave that together so we can possibly use it again. This though, oil filter, not really any big chunks. Doesn't look like collapsed at all. There is a little debris in the bottom of the housing. Nothing major though. But yeah, that overall looks good. I'll finish getting the lower oil pan off, or the upper oil pan I mean, and then we'll take a look at the inside of there. Alright, so we got the rods and pistons out. You can see that these journals are looking pretty nice. Not a bit of wear on those. This one too. Looking pretty good, especially for the mileage. I'll pull the mains off, but I'm probably gonna leave the crank in this thing, but I might pull like 1 or 2 mains just to show the main bearings, but I'm actually gonna leave that in there because for the mock-up, I'm gonna need to bolt the flywheel or something. So anyway, you can see these pistons here, the oil rings are pretty gunked up, which is standard for these. They do tend to burn a lot of oil because of that. I'm assuming this one was burning some oil. But you can see the skirts don't look too bad. You can maybe see a little bit of shadowing. I'm pretty sure that's not the worst one. You can see on this one just a little bit of shadow. Not too bad. I don't see any damaged rings or anything like that. But yeah, just a lot of gunk. This one I didn't clean off too well. I'm pretty sure this one I did, but yeah. Like I said, I think if you clean these up and put some new rings on them, I think you could probably reuse those. And bearings, I mean, that's the 1 and 2 were the worst. No copper showing or anything. Again, for nearly 400,000 miles, that's pretty crazy. Just a tiny bit of wear. I think, yeah, the back 2, just this bottom shell had some. The top shells seem almost fine. But yeah, pretty crazy how nice these are. But yeah, we'll pull off a couple main bearings there and probably just show you those. But I mean, yeah, I'd say we got a good deal on this motor. I think I paid $330 for it. So definitely some usable parts in here. Alright, so I got the one main bearing off that I wanted to take off. You can see that that's like basically brand new. That looks like it's almost never been run. And it's the same on here. I think I'll just leave the rest of these on here, because like I said, I'm putting this back together to where it's effectively almost a complete long block. I'll leave the pistons out and I'll leave the camshafts out, but I'll probably just put it back together so that it looks like the engine that it needs to be, because I basically need to use it to fit like the exhaust and the cross member and all that stuff. So I'll probably just leave the rest of this here. But yeah, I think we can conclude that, you know, this thing seems like a pretty good engine, and 385,000 miles to a Toyota sometimes isn't all that much. And the thing about hybrid systems is the engines have to run at a much less load, and unlike the regular conventional gasoline stop-start systems, you know, you can actually, you know, there's a lot of benefits to it. I'll just put it that way. There are some downsides too, but I mean, the fact that this engine looks almost like brand new after 385,000 miles should be proof enough that, like, you know, hybrid systems aren't all that bad. And definitely Toyota's engineering was on point, at least in the 2010s. It's kind of not looking that way going into the 2020s and stuff, but, or the A25s are good, but definitely not the V35s. But yeah, Toyota was on top of their game back then, and this really shows it. So yeah, if you're looking at a 2013 Camry hybrid, I would say probably don't worry about the engine, at least in terms of just mileage. If you take good care of one of these things, apparently they can go literally forever, because that's kind of what it looks like here. But this has been Triple T or Too Many Toyotas signing off.